Hi. Well, here I am. My name's Chris McHugh, and this is my webpage. So, this is my first video, and you'll have to forgive me for the microphone. It's not as sexy as it could be, but it works. So, yeah, after reading through the comments on the page, One Light Insights, I decided that it would be good to tell you all a little bit about my journey. And why don't I get started with today? What an awesome day it's been. Whew. I spent the morning connecting with people. How do I describe that talent? How do I describe it from the beginning? So when I was a boy, I was always super sensitive. I can remember coming between my fighting parents and saying, why can't we all just get along? And as they went through the trials and tribulations of their lives, my mother, an alcoholic in recovery for now 30 years plus, and my father, a son that lost his mother at a very young age of 5 years old. They had their suffering. Yes, even my mother lost her father at 9. So really, it was as if I had kids raising me. But they always gave me love in their way, in the way they could. In my teens, I rebelled and fought the system. I started smoking, stealing, lying, but I never cheated people. I never was angry with people. I can remember one day I stole money from my church, believe it or not, of all things. You know, kids. But I ended up down the road when I was cleaning out all of my wrongs in my mind, things that I could at least take ownership of. I took some money out of the bank and went to the church and put that $20 into a depository for the poor. And then I went into my car and I wept. For me to go through all of my stories would take so long. So I suppose the best way to say it is, I got what I needed. I did a few things about me that I learned along the way. Audiobooks are for me. I'm not a very big reader. I enjoy experiencing life. So I would listen to Eckhart Tolle like crazy. Eckhart Tolle, Wayne Dyer, the Tao Te Ching, all of these wonderful books. Of course, motivational books, and I would take the good and the things I didn't understand or I didn't want to understand, I would leave. I think it all started when I was about 16 years old, and I decided that I wanted to discover my potential. I had no idea what that would mean. I started personal training as a career out of high school, and I helped people connect and with themselves, with their bodies, with their spirit, with their motivations. And after training hundreds if not thousands of people, I had felt like I'd lived hundreds of thousands of lives. In each iteration, I would see the lesson in it from the third party. But even before that, through my young adult life, through all the pain of loss of community, which I did not have very much of growing up. I had love, but I did not have community. I was always intuitive. In the mall, once I loved the mall, and then in my late teens, mid-teens to late teens, I started to avoid it. It was not for me. It made me anxious. I would deal with moments of depression and anxiety, and I didn't realize it was depression, but of course, compared to today, it most certainly was. And then there were spots. I don't know if it was due to experimenting with hallucinations, or if it was just by chance, but there would come moments in my life of clarity, mania of sorts, and I had no teacher, no one to guide me, except myself. Of course I had my loved ones to lean on, but on the spiritual journey, it is a narrow road. So I walked this narrow road, and certain people would come as books or web page, whatever it was, and there would be guideposts along the way. You see, it was always my dream to see the kaleidoscope or the viewfinder and to take the lens out and to see the light behind the lens. And so, as I would look at everything, I would not close my doors to anything. I would cherry pick, I suppose, the things that I saw in common with all of them. The Tao Te Ching is the closest that I've found, actually, to my experience. And what is my experience now? Well, suppose I was to say that within you there is space for a higher vibrational energy, and we call it the soul. But what if I was to say that that soul was not unique to you like your body is, but that we are all sharing that one soul? Wouldn't that be wonderful? Well, that is what I connect with. That is what I identify as. It's hard for some to understand what I'm saying, but suffice to say that I have taken my journey as I saw it and felt it, and I recognize that no one will appreciate it like I have. So I cherish it. I've put it on a pedestal with a beautiful gold binding and jewels encrusted. But that is no longer who I am. My life is not compartmentalized by foundations and pillars of beliefs that limit what I am capable of and who I can become. Now it's for me to help, if you choose, to guide you to that same truth. Namaste.